watching Senior Support. I'm your host, Debbie MacDonald Moynes. We're using this different technology during the COVID-19 pandemic. And our topic today is Meals on Wheels, both hot and frozen. Our guest is Laura McGugan. Laura is with Prince Edward Community Care for Seniors. Thanks so much, Laura, for joining with us today.
Hi, Debbie. Nice to see you.
So we're going to talk about both hot and frozen meals and how they are offered in Prince Edward County. Let's start with hot meals first. Can you tell us a bit about how that program works for the viewing audience here?
So our hot meal program is a lunchtime program, and it's delivered 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Seniors can receive a meal, and we deliver them between the hours of 11:30 and 1:30 throughout all of Prince Edward County, and especially during this time.
Yeah, so the delivery throughout Prince Edward County, that's something new just during the pandemic. Your agency has started doing that?
Yeah, we recognized there was a need. Generally, we would provide meals in Picton, Wellington, and up in the north end of Prince Edward County. But now we have changed it, and we're going throughout all of Prince Edward County. Wherever there's a need, we are certainly trying to fill it and make sure clients are receiving nutritious hot meals during this time. And it's been working out great. It's definitely been expanding. We're going to different areas than we have before, so it is working out really well. And as long as we have the volunteers to do it, we can do it.
Yes, you do have volunteers, I understand, to do it. But let's first talk about the service providers, the people that prepare the meals for you. And I think you have 2 providers at this point?
We do. We have Wheelhouse Occasion Catering. They're based out of Picton. And we also have Darling Debbie's, which is in Rossmore. So they are the meal providers. Darling Debbie's does the north end of Prince Edward County. And then Wheelhouse Occasion Catering takes the rest of the county to prepare the meals.
Yes. Prince Edward County has a large rural geography. So being able to deliver the meals and making sure that they're hot and meet the specifications must be a challenge in such a large area.
It is, and that's why we do definitely need the meal providers, because of course of food safety, we do have to make sure we're delivering the hot meals in a timely manner. So we have that 2-hour window. And what's great too is Wellington, for instance, is definitely one of our highest areas for receiving Meals on Wheels, and we've actually had to add another route. So we have 2 routes, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, heading to Wellington.
Yes. Let's just talk about the food that is delivered. Can you explain what comes with the hot meal?
So with the hot meal, they're getting a soup, dinner roll, and then a protein. So that could vary from chicken, beef, pork. You've also got your veggies, and again, that's a variety. It could be corn, mixed vegetables, carrots, and then you've got your starch, which could be rice, pasta, potato, and then of course a dessert. And we're also able to provide a regular meal or a diabetic meal, depending on what you need, what your nutrition needs are.
That sounds very good. And are the meals tasty?
They are very good. The soups are delicious. I'm a soup person, so I definitely enjoy the soups, but they are very good. Homemade. We've got Bill Grieve and his wife preparing the meals. And then, of course, Darling Debbie's has her restaurant in Rossmore, which I know is a very popular place. So they're very delicious, and I know our clients really appreciate them and enjoy them.
Yes, I think both Bill Grieve and his wife Marnie and Darling Debbie take pride in what they send out to seniors in our community. They're very conscientious when it comes to preparing a good meal to send out. So just about the volunteers, you mentioned something about senior 70 plus being asked by the Chief Medical Officer of Health of the province to self-isolate at home. And so I think probably quite a few of Community Care's volunteers would be over 70. So how are you able to send the meals out at this time?
So yes, definitely most of our volunteers are over the age of 70. So when that announcement was made, we certainly had to make a call to the community to see and recruit new volunteers. And we've been very successful with that. I have been currently working on recruiting the volunteers, bringing them on board, and it's been wonderful. We've had volunteers from Trenton, Belleville, and within the county want to help deliver Meals on Wheels for us, whether it be the hot or the frozen. So it's been just a tremendous response. We weren't sure how it was going to work out, if people were going to be available or even wanted to because of what's going on, but it's been amazing, the response we've had and the people that we've been able to bring on, as well as existing volunteers that are under the age of 70 that have been willing because either they just recently retired or not working, that are on board as well to deliver these meals.
Mm-hmm. Really, the response from the community during this pandemic to such a range of things that to help people cope, to help them be able to self-isolate at home if they're called on to do that, it's really been inspiring. Haven't you found that, Laura?
Most definitely. We're hearing that from clients, volunteers, everyone. It's just amazing. I remember when we first closed down the office and had decided we were going to work from home, even within that week, we had people calling into the office saying if there's any way that we can help, we would love to. So we've been able to work with them and bring them on board in different capacities.
Now, you said that the meal program includes hot meals as well as frozen meals. So let's talk a bit about the frozen meals. How do people access that program?
So all they have to do is call the office, whether they're a client or not. We are taking on new clients at this time. There is a brochure which we can provide to them or explain to them over the phone the different options that are available. And there are a lot of options for the frozen meals, which are made by Appetito. And we do have some stock if it's an emergency. We can certainly get it out to you, but if you're looking for certain meals in particular, we do order twice a month and then provide free delivery when they do come in.
Yes, and so people get the brochure. It can be mailed to them. Right now, the office is not open. So, or I think you email them the list, don't you? They could get it that way. But the thing about the frozen meals is people can choose whatever they want in whatever category with whatever numbers that they want, and receive that as often as necessary. We place the order, and then they can eat it at any time. So that makes it a little different, doesn't it, from the hot program where you, generally speaking, would eat the hot meal when it's brought to your door. Whereas with the frozen, there's a bit of a difference there.
Yeah, because you can either just do it for dinner or maybe you want lunch and dinner. So depending on your freezer space, you can order as many as you want. And we do have clients who actually use both programs. They like to receive a hot meal, and then they know at dinner time that all they have to do is pop in a frozen meal in the microwave, or you can heat them up in the stove. You have those two options, and they like that. Or some like the frozen soups and desserts. I know those are really popular as well. So there's variety, lots of variety when it comes to the frozen meals.
Mm-hmm. There's also that reassurance factor, isn't there, when that meal is dropped off, whether it's the hot meal or the frozen meals are dropped off by the volunteer. Now, there's a couple of things about this, Laura, that you could perhaps tell us. One is the reassurance factor, and the other is the change you've had to make in order to accomplish physical distance for the drop-off.
So with the reassurance factor, correct. If a client, the volunteer knocks on the door, we wait for the client to come to the door. If they don't answer the door, we're obviously going to try for a couple of minutes, but the volunteers know to call the office because we will do a security check. We have emergency contacts for our clients who are receiving both hot and frozen meals. So we will follow up, first of all, with the client, because we have been known to have them had a nap, or they were in the bathroom and just didn't know when the order was coming. So we're able to help out that way. And if it was something more serious and they weren't answering the door or the phone, we're going to contact their emergency contacts to have them go over and check to make sure that the client is safe. And with regards to deliver the meals, we used to hand them to them. And sometimes if a client needed them set inside the door, we could do that. But now we are certainly practicing the physical distancing. So the volunteer will knock on the door, place them on the handle, or if the client has set up a table or somewhere for the volunteer to put the meal, we do that. And then, of course, the volunteer steps back, but still waits to see that the client has received the meal and knows that it's there.
Mm-hmm. So these volunteers that deliver the meals, Laura, have you had them say anything about how important it is to them to be able to contribute to the community and to seniors and help seniors live at home in this way?
They are amazing. They a lot do a particular route or have in the past, and they do get to know the clients that are on their route and have formed a friendship in the sense that it's, hey, how are you doing? They talk for a few minutes, which I know is that the clients really appreciate. And also the volunteers get to know if things are changing for that particular client and can come to us if they're concerned about someone, if maybe they need more services. But they love it. They think it's great. They've heard some amazing stories in the past. I'm not sure totally how it's working right now. It's a lot of waving and yelling hello, but they do it. They love it. And they ask to do as many routes as possible, really. They want to get out and be helpful and contributing to the community.
Well, one thing is for sure, if seniors don't call for the program, we definitely can't provide it for them. So the first step is to make that telephone call and find out more and see whether or not the Meals on Wheels program is for you.
Yes, definitely.
Thanks, Laura. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Laura, for joining with us today on senior support and telling us about the hot and frozen meal program that's offered in Prince Edward County by Prince Edward Community Care for Seniors. You're watching Senior Support on your TV. We're pleased to be with you today with this new technology, and stay safe.